opponent has a plan that would blow a $90 million hole in our budget. And that takes us right back to the Bill O'Brien legislature and right back to those devastating cuts that the people of New Hampshire rejected just 2 years ago. My opponent has also signed the Koch brothers pledge, and in that pledge has pledged to repeal Medicaid expansion and has pledged to repeal the transportation funding that has been so critical moving forward to our 21st century economy. So those are some of the things that people should know. We also differ considerably on issues surrounding women's health and their right to make their own health care decisions. My opponent has told his far-right backers that he supports restriction on a woman's right to choose, and he's praised the Supreme Court's Hobby Lobby decision, which says that employers can tell their female employees what kind of health care they can have, including whether they can have contraception. I don't think he can be trusted on women's health issues. I think women can make their own health care decisions, and that's something that I have always supported. Finally, my opponent has a record as a businessman, which is a record that I don't think the state of New Hampshire can afford. He took on his last job as a CEO where he implemented a strategy referred to by observers as a failed strategy. And that strategy resulted in the company shedding thousands of jobs, and in the stock price of that company, the value of that company plummeting by about 30%. So he really drove that company into a ditch. I don't think the people of New Hampshire can afford that. So those are some of the differences we have. I'm running for governor for re-election because I want to continue working with the people of New Hampshire across party lines to make sure that we invest in our priorities with a balanced budget without an income or sales tax, but in a way that continues to implement the innovation strategy that we started 2 years ago, continues to focus on preparing a workforce for the jobs that we have a lot of jobs in New Hampshire that we can't fill, that are really good paying jobs. I want to continue to build a New Hampshire that I think it was yesterday, was named the state with the highest quality of life in the country. That's a great recognition, but we need to continue to work on making sure that all of our families have opportunity. I want to continue to make sure that we're expanding middle class opportunity, and one of the things that my opponent and I actually differ on is that I think it's important for our families to know that they have the kind of financial security that will allow them to participate in the economy more. Our businesses need customers, so I think it's appropriate to restore and raise New Hampshire's minimum wage. My opponent has said he would not do that, period. And so those are the things that we can continue to work on in New Hampshire together, again, in the New Hampshire way, in a New Hampshire where everybody counts and everybody has a seat at the table. And when everybody has a seat at the table, we make better decisions and we move our economy forward and our state thrives.